Hi, it's me, T.
No, forgot the mic is mic, but that's fine. Hello, everybody. It is I, Yes, and today we're just gonna welcome back. Episode 2. This is crazy. Doing it again, and
Yeah.
yeah. So what we get? So if you don't know, we it's just us two who have a lot of opinions in the TTRPG space, and we're there's a podcast
It's
for
just the two of us.
just the two of us where we just talk about things and have fun doing it and such. And usually T has everything planned out on the topics that we might discuss. So take it away, T. What's the first thing we're going to talk about?
Well, let us start off with some announcements. Tomorrow is free TTRPG Day. So
Ooh.
happy advanced TTRPG Day for all of
Yeah.
us. I think in the US, you are entitled to one free TTRPG if you go
Yes.
to your local stores. I'm not sure. We should really look up the rules on that, but
Yeah.
participate
Yeah.
because you can avail yourselves of a free TTRPG. And it's tomorrow, so
Yeah.
let's
Tomorrow, which is
hype for that.
June 22nd. And yes,
Yes.
free RPG Day is I believe on the top of my head, is a wonderful event where we get to share our hobby to the mainstream media. Since there is a
Yeah.
very big barrier of you have to spend a lot to start off, this event was created, I believe, in order to circumvent that. So if you have friends and families who are interested but they don't want to spend a lot of money, show them show them to your local gaming store and get a couple of free things.
Yeah. Who knows what it might be? I think it depends from store to store, but you're bound to get something.
Yeah, you are bound to get something. And I've participated for the last 2 years, and I always get everything because all of it is a wonderful resources that a GM can use. So yeah, it's really fun. Is there a free RPG? I'm pretty sure there is in international stage, right?
It should be, maybe. I haven't really. Let me check. You talk while I check.
Oh, okay. Well, everybody. If as I said, there is a wonderful things that you get. I for one have taken seemingly a lot of free pre-generated adventures from the range of Pathfinder, Starfinder, and some of 5E's co producers and such. So there's also a quick starter guides for certain believe certain certain up and coming TTRPG systems that would be great for like a couple of minutes to play. So be sure to check them out and such. There's a lot. I think last time when I went there the local gaming store that I was nearby, they gave like free dice. It was awesome and such.
Yes. It is a thing in the UK, at least, by the way. So.
Oh, does it start like a later date? I'm pretty sure. I'm not there.
No,
like,
it's tomorrow.
The same date. Ooh.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Tomorrow it is. Also, hello, August. Hello to all of our wonderful viewers.
Yeah.
Hello, JV, and I don't know who Keeper of Chaos is.
That's Chris.
I'm sure. That's Chris.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
It's for those who are catching this on YouTube. If you're wondering who are we referring, we're talking about our Twitch chat. So if you want to,
Lovely Twitch chat.
yeah, If you want to catch us live, be sure to subscribe to the twitch.tv/DivinityDND, and when the notification comes out where we're up, feel free to join us. We love to talk with you guys. Yeah.
Yes, but also if you are catching us on YouTube, we appreciate it. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Every view helps, every comment helps, any engagement at all. Thank you so much. We
Yeah.
appreciate it, and we appreciate your support of a kind of a small
Independent.
endeavor. Exactly.
Yeah.
Independent. And you're right. It is tea time. It is
tea time.
absolutely tea time.
It is?
It's always tea time when I am involved.
You're right.
I guess.
You're right. All right.
Right.
After
So that was the announcement.
Mm-hmm. What's
I
next?
think there's something else going on today with Divinity.
There is?
DD.
Oh yeah. Believe
I
is
think so.
Jeopardy. I believe. There's also a
Think
Jeopardy
so.
event that's happening.
Trivia.
Trivia. Yes, trivia. There's a trivia event that is happening.
Thanks, Chris.
Happening in the server as of this moment. So potentially after the stream, you can go ahead and join the server and join and participate and have fun with your fellow members.
Yep. It's hosted by our lovely mod Chris
Ooh.
on server. So please do join us there.
Yeah.
It seems like every Friday we have something going on in the
I know,
server.
right?
We've got some fun game night nonsense
Yeah.
happening. So yeah, join us in the shenaniganery, if you will.
Yeah.
Right. So should we get into the meat and potatoes?
Yes.
Of the podcast.
Yes. Of course.
Well, I guess the first segment for us is always question answer, general topics, tete-a-tete.
Okay.
So, I guess
Uh-huh.
I must pose this question to you.
Okay.
I thought we might talk about table etiquette
Okay.
today, at least for the
Ooh.
first few,
Uh-huh.
till we can dive into some story time and the 44 rules.
Ooh,
I
yes.
thought maybe it might be a good idea to delve into table etiquette and how you handle it.
Yeah.
Problematic players,
Ooh.
etc., etc.
Oh.
You know, already we're getting into it.
Yeah. Oh my god. There's a lot of problem players. Maybe we can have our own story time with that too. That'll be
Oh,
fun.
I thought you were gonna say maybe we can have our own problematic players show up on this podcast.
No. Never. Never. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So yeah. All right. Table etiquette.
It's
So what's
like
the first
messy.
question? Oh. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the first question. It's just the general topic that I thought maybe today we might deal with because we talked about it last podcast. I thought
Yeah.
it might give us a sense of continuity, and still help break down certain different topics. So yeah, table etiquette. How do we enforce it? I know we have a segment at the end for questions regarding general DMing, but if the chat has questions about this specific topic while we're talking, please do put it in the chat. YouTube people, I guess you can as well. We will definitely see the questions because we both see.
Maybe
both, like,
if there's enough comments that are live, we could probably check in the next stream. We can just go back and check and answer the question.
probably.
Yeah. Who knows?
It's
right.
easy enough to do, so definitely.
Yeah.
But
table
yes, if
etiquette.
you have questions,
Well,
yes.
First,
So-
we need to lay the ground rules first. Like, what is table etiquette? What do we consider as table etiquette? You know what I mean? It's like,
Okay, you go first.
I mean, I was just gonna say that the definitions of table etiquette like will sound different, but ultimately we just have the same idea, which is being courteous and respectful to other people in the table. You know what I mean? That's essentially
Yes.
what table etiquette is, and such.
And also the unspoken social rules that you tend to follow on the table, which I know might be a little bit inaccessible for certain players, certain first-time players. This hopefully should give you a good overview of like what is expected of you as a player on the table. Not that these are like particularly, set in stone. And if you do cross one of these, it's not unsalvageable.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where you have to really be, as Hez said, oops, can't speak today. You have to be courteous to your fellow players, but also how you interact with your DM as well, I think is one of those interesting, liminal moments where you just kind of have to be you have to negotiate it in a way. It's not formal, but you still feel like there is some kind of not non-physical barrier between yourself and the DM. And yeah, it's just this segment is supposed to break down a little bit of that at least. I remember I did like a I guess lecture session in the server once about table etiquette.
Yes, you did. That
and
was
if
fun.
I had to be
That was fun.
That was, I don't know if it was fun. It was like school.
It was like school. But
school.
I think that like this is if one thing that the GMs need to know as like a fundamental basis is to establish table etiquette, know how to enforce it, and make sure you follow through. It's like while you state like this is considered table etiquette, this is my table, this is how it's gonna run, be sure you follow that rules as well. There are gonna be some oftentimes where DMs feel like I'm the DM, I have the exception. No, that's just a power trip. You don't do that. If you want to make your table feel like safe and inclusive, you have to be consistent and you have to be fair on your rulings in terms of table etiquette and such.
Right. And I guess a good example of bad table etiquette would be the 44 rules post that we're breaking down in the other segment. It's the way you communicate those rules from session 0 to session the last one that you do. It's just about, again, comes down to communication. It's a running theme in these podcasts, I feel. It's just communicate better.
Yeah.
But beyond that.
Yeah. Sorry. I feel like that at the end of the day, that even though we say like how we fix these problems, how we prevent this, at the end of the day, most of the problems arise in am I the asshole story, or in like if a DMs is like having issues, it's down to simply communication. Just communicate with your players and establish that this is a relationship between you and them. It is not players versus DM. It is quite literally players and the DM and such in this game.
Yes. And I guess to define, to kind of muddy the waters a little bit about table etiquette, it's one of those things where it's like, how do you deal when I talk about problematic players? What do I mean by that?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
What do I mean by that? So it could. So I take it in two categories. Where one is like your typical problematic person who is a problematic person in general and brings that attitude, and it bleeds over into the game. Just general bigotry and bad faith engagement with other people. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be, particular discrimination. It could also just be they're just don't get along well. It's going on with the rest of the group. But I guess the other category, which I think is more I don't want to say interesting, but it's more specific is the kind of rules lawyers that we call colloquially in the community. When we talk about rules lawyers, how do we deal with them? How do you deal with a rules lawyer? Has
Oh God.
in your infinite wisdom as a DM.
No. You know, I've dealt with rules lawyers throughout my time, and I will say that usually when rules lawyers like above the table, like when they being that guy, I always say, hey, we yeah, sure, but this is how we're gonna do it. I always say, like, quick, just this is how we're gonna do it. And
1 second, I think there's an issue, an audio issue with our with how I'm coming across
really
on the podcast. Yeah, you don't hear it, but I think it's the stream.
I think it fixed itself. Wait, let me double check.
Can everyone hear me right now on the stream?
Yeah, they can hear you. Okay, it sounds good now.
Okay.
Sounds good now.
Okay. I think it's just gonna be one of those things.
All right, it's gonna be the internet being the internet things,
Yeah,
such.
I mean, we are in different countries.
Yeah.
We're trying.
We across the pond and such. So yeah, going back to it is when during those times when there's someone rules lawyering, I mean, I don't want to instigate or demean them, you know what I mean? I will basically just say, hey, thanks for catching that, but this is how we're gonna do it. That doesn't apply right now. It doesn't make sense. Or I'll be, if it's something that I genuinely forgot, I'll be like, okay, sure, all right, thanks for catching that. Then after that, I'll most likely communicate them privately and say, hey, appreciate that you're catching the rules, letting me know how it is in raw, which is rules as written, but ultimately it's my decision how it's gonna go, and whatever I say goes. All right, I appreciate you checking up on me, but you're dialing it way too much. I think that's how I handled it. How about you?
Oh, well, I follow a 3-strike system. So for me, it's because I have this issue of I have endless tolerance for certain, like for everyone. I just tend to be a little bit more clement when it comes to disrespect. In terms of just people generally being disrespectful, whether it's the first type of problematic player or the rules lawyer. It's a 3-strike system, so I had to set it up because I have such an endless tolerance for things that really I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
So for me, it's also based on is your complaint based on logic, or are you just disrupting the stream of play? So for me, if you are disrupting the stream of play, number one. Number two, if everyone around you can feel that they can't really, they have to walk on eggshells basically around you as I feel like that those are the two main things that I'm really looking for. Those are the two main things that I'm gonna strike someone for, because it's really important in all of my games that everyone feels like they have a voice, and everyone feels like they are important and their character is being heard and they are being heard. So the moment someone like that, someone like a rules lawyer, pipes up, or someone of the first category pipes up and makes it just hellish for everyone, I note it mentally. Even if someone doesn't bring it to my notice particularly, I will notice it. So I strike them 3 strikes and you're out of my game, which feels a little bit militaristic, I guess. It feels a little like, oh, you have 3 chances to do this and then you're out. It feels a little staunch, a bit strict.
Yeah.
But I think it works well because in such a social game, it's a social game,
Yeah.
and you have to get along to some extent. You don't have to be best friends with your fellow players. You don't even have to be best friends with me. Total strangers can play as long as you respect just the general flow of the game. It doesn't even have to be a hierarchy where you have to listen to me as a DM. Yes, my rule will usually, supersede everything. But for me, as a player, I kind of want that from my DM because I'm not here to. I'm not the one running the encounters. I'm not the one running the dungeons. A player. So someone who is running it has a different perspective to me, if that makes sense. I'm simply playing in the dungeon. They're the ones who are like creating and running it.
Yeah.
So for me, it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, DM's word is final, but also, then I guess the natural question is, how do you deal with problematic DMs? Which I guess the answer is quite simple, which is you leave the game.
Yeah.
But I guess.
Yeah. And I mean, that's some. I will say that's like my struggle with when I was beginning, because the position of DM can be like intimidating to some, because you have to make those calls. You have to be like firm and and strict with if you fucked up, you fucked up, and some people are not comfortable with that. And it takes a lot of practice, especially, and I believe like T, you attest to this. Like at the very beginning, I wasn't really that, like sometimes I let things go because I don't want to be seen as the bad guy. I don't want to cultivate, this harmful, relationship between me and the players. But over the years, I agree. We develop like the sense of, need to have this militaristic approach, because ultimately you have to remember as a DM that there are people, the problematic players, right? As if you think about it, are essentially disrupting others, and your other players who there for you, right, specifically, and are not doing anything that's disruptive, are dedicating a portion of their time for you, and you should respect that. And if you have to be the asshole to to say you're being disruptive, leave. You have to, because other players are they don't like, they love the game, but their experience is getting ruined by that one problematic player. Well, that's easy said than done in an online space, right? That's really easy. Now, T, how about if you know the person personally? How would you think you're gonna handle that?
You read my mind, because that was my next question.
Yeah.
That was yeah. It's hard. It's hard to balance the egos of the players with the DMs. It's even worse when you know the person very well. You're friends with them for like 10 years, something like that. It's not a nice spot to be in.
It is not,
for sure.
because at that point, it's like it's. I mean, online you could easily just cut them off. You can just ghost them. You know, you can just hit the block button. But if you know that person, they know where you live. Probably they know your phone number. You can't technically just ignore them, and you're doing something like this can make it seem you can make it seem that you hate them, which they might be a cool guy, but they are a horrible player in the game.
Might be a cool guy, but you might also be a bad guy.
Yeah.
You might also just not be a good fit for the group.
Yeah.
Like, I think player chemistry is so important. Player chemistry is one of the things that really, not even everyone needs to have it. It's just one of those things where you're just going to either foster it over time, or you're going to have like that moment straight off the bat where you're just gonna be like, yeah, this group is fun, I want to stick with this group. And they're just gonna be exactly what they say they are, and that is like eager, willing players who are not gonna be disrespectful.
I mean,
so
yeah, that perspective can like lead to a fault as well, because personalities change, life changes. Your original players being like, oh, they're cool, they're following, they're eager. Maybe next year they might not. They're busy and they're starting to feel agitated as easily. It's just
this is more so about their viewpoints or their beliefs. It's more so about their beliefs, and it's more so about, I guess, like, we're talking very specifically about two types of people. Scheduling, whatever else, is not up to the person. It can, as you said, it can change.
Yeah.
And just also life is pretty up and down.
Annoying.
So I understand that. Yeah, it is annoying. It's bad. But I guess I'm just more so speaking from the two set categories that I was talking about. So you have, because in one session you can tell if a person will be an annoying rules lawyer, barring like any constructive criticism, that's not rules lawyering. That's just constructive criticism. That's just being like, hey, you forgot this. I'm just doing, a good Samaritan, I'm bringing it up to you. So that's fine. But we all know. Okay, I guess we should have also started with defining a rules lawyer. But it's just the badgering and the general atmosphere of negativity that you don't want in your games, which I think session 0 onwards, that like the tone is already set.
Yeah, session 0, like session 0 is like your safety net always. It's like you'll catch players, you'll be able to realize, this person is not it, and yeah. Again, session 0 is a blessing. Though I seen like there's this huge like trend right now, especially to those who are like amateurish, or just like don't want to do session 0 because they just want to start the game, which is which I commend the I commend the excitement, but this is not a video game. This is not something that you plug and play. It's a collaborative narrative. So you have to sit together and build a character that's suited to the narrative that you guys are playing in. Because there's going to be cases where you are playing a happy, jolly character who doesn't like to die in a setting that, that is a common occurrence. While you can probably do something with it, that could be fun for you and the players. But it can easily lead to like frustrations towards the player itself because they feel like their character does not fit the narrative and they don't, actively participate in it, which is unfortunate.
Correct. And as a DM, how do you make sure everyone heard and everyone is incorporated in the story and everyone feels like they're getting out of it whatever they want? Like whatever they signed up for, basically.
I usually I usually, especially like posting adventures in Divinity D&D, link is in the chat, which is the genre tag is a very important, and which I will let the players know again, being like, hey, this is gothic, this is this is Vampire Masquerade, this is a typical fantasy adventure. Is that all right? I just want to make sure you understand what scenario you guys they are. Once they agreed, they'll be like, okay, if you build something that does not fit, I will let you know. I repeatedly again let you know that this is the type of adventure. That's in session 0. Again, that this happens in session 0. That's why session 0 is so important.
Yes. I think that is what this boils down to, is that please, guys, please,
Yeah.
don't opt out of session 0s.
Yeah.
They are your bread and butter,
Yeah.
especially when you are a new player and a new DM. But it should just be standard for everyone. Please don't skip your session 0s.
Yeah.
It's so important.
I believe it,
before we continue here,
sure.
Before we continue here, just to reiterate, if you guys have questions regarding this topic, because this is guided, past talking time, please do leave questions in the chat. If you have any, we will answer immediately. But yeah, sorry, yes, go for it. You were saying?
I was about to say where in terms of session 0 is going to be a different topic in a different day, so maybe in the future we might break down on how to make a session 0, because
what is a session 0?
Yeah, what is a session 0? Because session 0 is also a great way to introduce yourself as a DM to the players. It's a perfect way.
And it gives you a good idea of who your fellow players are and who your DM is. And at least it can give you it can give you a good taster of whether you want to be a part of the campaign or not.
Most certainly. That's why they are very important. Yeah. I think that's it for the topic. Don't you think?
I think so. We didn't really talk much about the actual how to guide it. I guess we did, but it's one of those just weird things that there's no set answer for. It's just it's an interesting topic.
Handling problem players can be something that can be go back to in the later date, but right now, all I could say, it's as JV said, it's a case by case basis. Every situation is going to be unique. All it comes to is your experience and how well you are handling in those situations. It really is unique in a situation.
We did categorize the two types of players that we were talking about. The two types of problem players that we
rule lawyers and disruptors.
And just disruptors. So, but I'm happy to close that topic up and 44 rules where I think this might continue.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've reached the end of this topic for now.
I think so too.
Yeah, that's the vibe I
We
got.
can get into the post, the 44 rules post.
44 rules first?
That will be, yeah, that's our next segment.
All right.
44
For sure.
rules.
Yeah. Alrighty then. Let me just pull it up here real quick. What rules were we? Number 8, right?
8, we finished 8, so we're
Alright.
on 9.
Alright, we're on 9. Gotcha. Oh,
Fun.
fun.
Yes, JV, there are a lot of variations, but the overall tone of those players remains like it's the same. So, or it's at least similar. There are patterns of behavior between
Yeah, I think that's
each type.
like,
So
it feels like this game feels like a psychology class sometimes because you're
it
able
really does.
you'll be able to see the different types of mindset perspective with your
Behavior.
players, and you have to try to learn how a certain players tick, and go into serious detail on what's their motivation, what makes them
Yes.
tick, and and cultivate that experience. That's why that's my
And
next tip.
sometimes
That's my next tip. If you have a chance, take a psychology class.
yeah, and sometimes take an ethics class.
Class. Yes, you're right. Those two, most important.
Those two.
Those two, most important. Most important. All right. Okay, I got it right here. Here, let me just show over.
Lovely.
There we go. We are number 9.
9.
All right, I can go ahead and start this off saying 9.
Yes, please do.
9.
Please do.
Let me just zoom in even more if this thing doesn't allow me. Fantastic. Number 9. I will give out exhaustion more frequently. If you argue, go home, or you can actually fight me over it, or you can DM yourself. Perfect way to start.
Wow, this is perfect. We're starting off with a dizzy.
Yeah. Very fun.
Where do we start with this? Because there's just
It could be a feature. That's the thing. It could be a feature on
Yeah.
the game.
I'm sure no one is going to argue with giving exhaustion out more frequently. Not
Yeah.
on a. It won't be an argument. It'll be okay, small complaints here and there.
I mean, it could be you could have this hey, I'm gonna test it out. If it sucks, it sucks. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But to say if you argue, go home, or you can actually fight me.
You can fight me over it.
playing
Or
on a
you can DM yourself.
playing on the table, then all of a sudden, actually, I don't want the exhaustion, and then the DM just slams their table and say, fight me. That's crazy to me.
Then put them dukes up. We're fighting.
Dukes up.
We're
Fantastic.
catch me outside.
Catch me.
Catch me outside.
Hands up. Yep.
Oh my
It's on
God.
site.
It's
It's on site.
on site.
All right.
If you fight, it's on site.
All right.
God.
All right. I mean, there's nothing much about number 9. I think it's just funny. I'm saying you
That
can
was
actually
just
fight me.
funny. That was a little weirdo. Oh my God.
All right, number 10.
I guess
Hold on.
number 10.
Number 10.
Okay. Every snide comment you make to an NPC will be remembered and paid back in triplicate.
Triplicate. I don't think that's a word.
You all seem to believe there is little consequence.
Well, I mean,
This one I don't mind.
yeah, cause it's probably because at the beginning the NPC wasn't, the game wasn't that, there's no little consequences in the player's actions,
Yeah.
right, to begin with. And now it led to the point of the players probably abuse it, and now the DM says, okay, now this is way too much, I'm gonna do this now.
Yeah.
Nothing bad,
It's not bad because it's like, again, we talked about consequences in the first podcast where we were like talking about how we deal with players and their silly actions, and how we punish or reward their actions in game. So we did talk about this a little bit. And it's not bad because we said kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Only we were like, oh, we're just here to steward our players in the game. We were not like, oh, you seem to believe there's little consequence.
Yeah.
It's just about rooting your game in logic. It's about rooting your game in logic and having a good time doing it.
Yeah. So, though sometimes rooting it in logic can, you always have the space of suspension of belief. Always have that space, that cushion, because not everything can be run on logic. Sometimes the dice gods will just be, beat it, giving something to you or to players, even though logically it doesn't.
Dice will tell the story.
Yes, exactly. The dice at the end of the
Sometimes the
control.
dice tell the story.
Yeah, the dice can control the story.
Sometimes it's the DM and sometimes it's the dice.
Yeah.
And you just have to roll with it.
Yeah. And that's another topic that we might discuss, is like, how much control do you give yourself in a story?
That is interesting because we did kind of touch on it on the first podcast, but we were just like, oh, this is for another day, maybe.
In another day, in the future comments. Yeah. And such.
We yap too much.
Yeah. Hitting them notes. Let me see here.
Oh god, the chat is going mad. Chris is just here to vent his frustration.
Oh wait,
about Tamriel.
Didn't we have like a Google form? We could take a look of that in a somewhere.
That's the next one. I
Okay,
think.
fantastic. I'm getting ahead of myself then.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get.
Yeah, don't worry.
How far do you want to get? How far do you want to get here?
Did first date. Let's do the next date.
Okay, so 8.
So 16.
8, 16.
Right?
Yes, I can do math. No. Yes, math.
We better be able to.
No, okay, speaking.
No, we're gonna blur out names. This is for a general audience. Okay.
I have to do a test of sorts where I have to record myself, right? And I have to say, to the camera with a straight face. When after I rewatch it and I and see how well I did, I legit said it with a straight face. 3 times 7 is 14.
Oh my god.
I was like, no. I was like, with a straight face too.
I love that.
It's like, no.
Guys, quote this. 3 times 7 is
14. I was like, no.
14.
Like, what happened?
My god.
Anyway, let's continue.
Hes math. That's Hes math.
Yes,
let's continue. Sorry.
That's all good. All right. You will not be given a mega dungeon every session. A temple is not the size of a small city, neither is a cave. This shit will happen when it's natural and organic. Go play some roguelike if you want that.
Okay. I agree with the sentiment.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Kind of.
Go
a
ahead.
little bit.
Uh-huh.
In the sense of don't expect a big encounter every session, sorry. I understand that. Because sometimes you just don't have the resources, and sometimes the plot doesn't have
Uh-huh.
the, you know, I guess it doesn't have as much give for the combat in that particular session.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it, but I don't know if that's his point.
I felt like there's a dissonance. There is like a miscommunication between what type of game they're playing. Maybe it's one of those like player game. From the context of this, it's most definitely like a home game where everybody just come together at a certain time and say, "Hey, let's play,"
Yeah.
while playing the same character. I think that's some dissonance there. I think that's just a byproduct of it. Like, I don't know what I mean. Yeah, I can feel the sentiment, but again, communication.
Question: is this ever an actual complaint? Like, does everyone expect a mega dungeon every session? Like, is that a big...
I don't know. I mean, personally, I never encountered an experience like that. No one should. I mean, unless you're playing like old school, then
Yeah.
they will expect a mega dungeon. But for this one, especially like as diverse as 5e has become, you don't expect a mega dungeon. No longer.
No. Yeah. And I think I think Divine made a good point about like that's a very specific type of game.
Yeah.
Which I don't think I even have don't have mega dungeon till probably really pivotal points in the game, and that's very few and very far between. It's like at climax levels, you know what I mean? It's like a story climax things. So I don't know. I feel like this is
I think this is
a
like
specific
this.
thing.
Yeah, it's a very specific thing. Like there's specific to the DM and the DM themselves. So yeah.
What? Okay, do you know what roguelike is? Because I'm so confused by that last
Roguelike,
sentence.
Hades?
Yeah, oh.
That's
yeah.
roguelike. So basically dying over and over again to make progress. That's a roguelike.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
And usually roguelikes have a
No,
mega
that's not
dungeon.
how D&D runs.
No, it does not. It does not.
And 5e doesn't run like that.
No
so
longer. No
get it.
longer.
No longer,
As
exactly.
JB said, advanced D&D back in the 2000s and the 90s. Yeah. I think
In
I
the
don't know.
90s.
I don't know how old. I think they got. Oh, I was about to say the 70s, but no, that was way too old. I think, 90s, right? D&D came around the 90s.
My day.
Back
Back in
80s.
my day.
All right, 80s.
80s,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead to the next portion.
Yes. Okay. The travel portion is done. You want to travel continent, doing literally whatever you want, whenever you want. Go play World of Warcraft or play D&D with AI.
This is like, I hate this. Personally.
Me too.
Like,
I don't like that their solution is just go play another game.
Yeah.
Just go play another game.
and I felt
But
like,
I want to play D&D.
yeah, I don't know why that the DM have to clarify you want to travel continents doing literally whatever you want, wherever you want. What insight?
Yeah.
It's really interesting, and
It
I would
is.
say the travel portion is so underrated because it is a
It really is.
a perfect time to develop some camaraderie and stretch out your role playing
Like the
skills.
moments.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
And for the DM as
Yeah.
well, it can be like a scenery building exercise, like how you describe landscapes, how you
Yeah.
describe general terrain. And it's just a good both vocabulary exercise as
Yeah.
well as like scene building
I
exercise.
mean, many of my favorite moments in like playing this, game is basically the traveling portion of the game. If you want like a example that you could look is, when in Curse of Strahd, when the party and Tatiana saw the waterfall the first time, that was a amazing moment in my opinion. Because there is like the sense of emotions being with it, and I really like I think it's daunting because there's people will see it like, oh, there's nothing to do, but I assure you there are multiple resources online that you can just get a template and put it into the game for like the traveling section.
And that, I don't know if it was before or after that moment, but when Lanaya, the minor illusion to show Tatiana about the I don't know if it was the stars.
Oh yeah, the star. Yeah, way before that.
She saw, yeah.
Way before that.
So that was another moment that happened on the travel, like on the path to the waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting for her, and it was interesting for Lanaya, which in turn turned interesting for the party.
Yeah, because that's also like a chance to world build, like since Tatiana have not see like the skies is always cloudy. They never seen stars.
Yes.
And seeing stars, now you don't have to outright say it. You say it in a very fun way through a character, to an NPC, which is makes the game feel alive.
With a funny accent.
With a funny accent. Yeah. And such like that.
And through minor illusion.
Mm-hmm.
So Tatiana could actually see it even though she couldn't see it. So
I think which brings to like a topic of how to get players to role play. As well as how to instill character development. Which a topic to in another time.
Another time. Always.
Another time.
Also, August, how do you know that D&D existed before the 90s? I wonder how you know that, August. But damn. Yeah. I don't know. Travel is such because I existed before the Can't relate.
All right.
Oh my god. No, I think kidding. We love you.
Let's go ahead and get to number 13.
Oh, old. Believe it or not, we have older players in our server, August, so you're fine. You're totally fine.
Yeah. Well, let's see. There you go. I think 13 and 14 are one and the same, actually. But, I'll just read 13. If you're late with no good reason, I'm going to halve your character's hit points for the entire session. Which is... No. You never do that. Never do that.
Listen, I had a DM who threatened similarly, but they never actually did it.
Never.
They actually never did it.
Never did that. I mean, funny enough, we talked it privately, but this is one of the problematic players and DMs that I'm with did this.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, they literally. I've been busy for the session time, and they be like, hey, if you don't appear this session, I'm gonna kill you. Kill your character. I'm like, I quite literally have to join through my phone to play.
You get disadvantage for all of your roles for the session.
Like punishing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, punishing players. For what if there's a no good reason? You know, what dictates it? Because it's very one-sided. It's the
How do you know that what is making them late isn't something life threatening or life changing, or even just it's something that they're struggling with?
yeah.
It's so privileged, I think, almost.
That's
to
just
be
a
like,
power trip.
oh, I'm gonna. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's same. I'm out of that game as
Yeah.
well, Divine. Like,
well,
if it again.
there are so many healthier ways to handle this. Like one of which is to have, you know, a moment where a sentient deity who have like believe this is from a XP level 3 Jacob. If you don't watch him, you should. He's really funny.
We do love them. Yeah.
XP level 3 or Jacob has this system that if a player is late, there is this deity who basically comes before the session, I believe, and takes the missing player's character away, puts them in this magical tavern type of deal. That is outside of time-space continuum, and the players will not know who they are, who the missing player is. You know, the characters don't know who the missing player is, but the players will, you know that this is the perfect way to, you know, to make sure that the story is continuing while the missing player's character is protected, which I love so far. But my favorite way to do it is basically they're just there. They won't do anything. They're just there. But if there's an event where they have to make an ultimate decision, that's where you're gonna stop the session there, because you're not the player. You don't make their choices. The player is. So yeah. Divine said.
I agree.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say that I think it warrants a conversation once they've been late for maybe 3 or 4 games consistently.
Yeah.
In which case you don't threaten them.
No.
You take them to the side and you're like, "Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Yeah.
Hey, pal, what is it something that you need help with, or if, like special accommodations for? I can try to help, or I can try to maybe make it more flexible." Exactly. Do we need to move the time back, forward,
And
whatever it might be?
yeah, it leads to like a previous conversation of the importance of session 0. In session 0, you could have the moment be like, okay, there's a player missing. What do you want to do? Here's what I would do. If you think that'll be okay, then we'll roll with it. If you have any other ideas, let's roll with that. You know? That's why session 0 is, again, very important.
Important.
Yeah.
It's just, and also communication. We just keep coming back to that, but it's such a fundamental necessity in this game, where you do have to rely on your own your own interpersonal communication skills, and also trust others to communicate as well.
Yes.
This game it has layers, man. It has layers.
Man. It has layers, man. A lot of skills in D&D can translate to real life, because you know what else is important to communication? Your fellow coworkers. You have to communicate with them.
Exactly.
Right?
Also, Chris, what did you say there?
It's an ogre.
What did you say?
He's referencing Shrek.
Oh my god, that typo threw me for a loop. I'm dead.
Shrek.
I can't spell. Oh my god, Chris, you're killing me.
Chris cannot spell the best movie ever created, Shrek.
Understandable. It's fine. It just threw me for a loop. I was like, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? Let us not start Shrek discourse, okay? Chris, you're wrong. Just that. Let's move on.
All right. Number 14.
Oh, I got a chunker.
Oh yeah, you got a chunker.
Okay. Let me start. If you don't show up for no good reason, and that will be determined by me alone.
Ah,
If no one else has the guts to say shit for fear
hmm.
of upsetting one another, the first time you'll find yourself losing either a whole level or up to 3 major items of your own. The second time you do it in a row, you will be removed from the chat and the group, full stop. I have no fucking time for people who do not show up.
All right. From that context, I go, that seems like this is a IRL friend group that plays online. Or it's just online group, and online alone, and then I mean it could be an IRL group that is online that use a Discord or something along those lines. But yikes, number 14 is a big no too. No, same as 13.
Number 14, it's just bad.
13.
It's just bad.
It's just bad. Like, don't punish players. Like why are you as a DM dictating who
Oh yeah, it is in person.
Yeah, it's in person. Yeah, I had a mental block there. T times 7 is still threw me out. So the why would you why are you the one determining if their reason is good or not? Maybe it's not good for you, but for them it's a really good
Yes.
reason. You are not the one who dictates that. You just have to accept the situation and determine how to move forward without punishing the person at fault. That's not good. Right. This cultivate a very, very hostile environment that will not benefit anybody. So yeah,
it's well, before I give my 2 cents, but hi, Champion Easy, welcome to the chat, welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
You replaced August, who had to leave. But
yeah,
no. Hello, welcome. My take is and will remain the same. It's just I mean I just agree with you, but it's just oh shit, hey Benty. Hi. No, for me it's you're right. It's about the hostile and that this creates, this kind of just straight up I don't know how to even explain it, because it's just
hostile. You will
it's
make
hostile,
more...
it's negative.
Yeah. You make more
it's
friends than enemies.
It's unhelpful, counterintuitive.
Mm-hmm.
Counterproductive. I can keep going. Sorry.
Anything that is
it's all of this thing.
Counter, different, opposite. Everything that's opposite.
Bad.
You think this will, entice them. Like you think this will entice them to keep showing, but no, it's not, because they have nothing to lose. They could just leave the game.
No. Yeah.
They have nothing to lose.
And you lose your player group again. Yeah. It's just the following trend of this 44 rule kind of thing is that you're going to lose your core group.
Mm-hmm,
and you're not going to be... No one is enjoying themselves if they're staying. And if they leave, you don't have a game.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you plan to DM for?
Yep.
Beyond that, you know?
Yep.
This is the kind of player I feel like also had to work really hard to get a group.
Yeah.
Because of the kind of person that they are. Just through the rules that I'm seeing.
Chris, it could be they might be one hell of a game, right? Or it could be the only game there is. The ratio between DM and players is 32-1 last time I checked. According to Jay, our resident old person.
That if he says something, it tracks usually.
Yeah. So or they're new. Yeah, that makes sense to Divine. Or they could be new and they don't know that's normal, which again is very rare. Because there are more players than DMs, And it's unfortunate that this, from what seems so far, if we
Yes.
take this face value without knowing the context, it seems the DM is an absolutely POS, like horrible person. But it's an amazing storyteller, I guess. If the players keep coming back to them. So yeah, there's that. Well, let's go ahead and go number 15, which is, if you get too stoned or drunk to play,
Sorry.
I will go home without a warning. Your warning is here. Never had this problem.
Oh.
Never had this
No,
problem.
me neither.
So I have no
And also,
opinions
usually
about it.
stoned players are so fun.
Yeah. Well, never had encounter with stone players. Or drunk players. I think drunk is more annoying than stone.
Sometimes. No, but also sometimes I'll have a drink when we're playing Curse of Strahd, but I don't think anyone drunk is really going to play Dungeons and Dragons. No, we played with Blue. Me and Blue got hammered once. We had the first session, but we were the most civil people on there. There was another person who was not great, let me tell you, and they were completely sober, and I know this because they were not allowed to drink. So really, that's its own story.
Yes. Maybe story time for another day. Who knows? All right.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah.
honestly, number 16 goes along with. If you get up for bong or smoke or whatever breaks every 10 minutes, I would simply pack up and go home. I'm sick of waiting for every bloke to be at the table.
Oh, this makes it sound. They used bloke. This is a person in the UK. This is a British person. Something British happened here.
The Britishism is leaking.
This ground. Something British happened here.
I mean, online, I would be like, hey, mute up. In person, I'd be like my friends who some of them, and when I run on IRL games, there is only a singular person who had, who vapes, who smoke weed and such like that. But they usually keep it tight because they realize that what they're doing is disruptive. And I didn't have to tell them that. They just, they just go up to me and be like they don't have to tell me they don't have to tell me that they're not gonna do that. I don't have to say anything. They just walked up to me one day and they said, hey, if I have the itch, can I go? And be like, okay, yeah, that's fine, as long as it's not in a very important moment.
It would
but even
tell them to line it up with the general break that
just
everyone
line it up,
has.
just line it up
in
with the
any
general
game.
break.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's that.
And if you can't go 3 hours without a bong grip or a smoke or something, and in that also, I'm giving you a break where you can do that. Like the break is for that, and you're not using it for that. That is really just, I don't know.
Nah,
I don't know, man.
That's not everybody's fault. That's just that means you need help.
That's
I'm sorry.
just not conducive for the game.
No.
Yeah.
It sucks, but there's table etiquette. Ooh.
We come back to table etiquette.
Circle.
You pay respect and you get respect.
Yep.
That's it. You just need to worry about being a courteous player for your fellow group. That's pretty much it. That's the one rule that you do. Even if everything else is up to the DM, everyone at the table has to be respectful, has to be chill, for lack of a better word. You just have to be, I say have to, but it's you just have to get along with people. Yeah. Because it is a social game at the day. Yep. I keep reiterating that, but
I mean,
it's just
it's quite
important.
it's just lesson. I think that's gonna be like the
Lesson.
repeated fact throughout this entirety. I'm sorry, everybody, but some of these things is just
This
it just comes down to that if you go to the essence of it. All right, let's go ahead
That's
to number 17.
crazy. I can't believe someone. Oh my god, I'm so mad. Someone took time out of their day to
Yeah.
write 44 rules,
Yeah,
and some of them are so shit.
yeah.
Them don't
no,
need to be
no.
said.
Yeah. Like taking at face value, horrible, right? But now, if after this,
It's
once I
bad.
ask I mean, honestly, this is, I mean, we're almost. Well, I just need to scroll not that far.
We're almost at halfway, so I
Yeah.
think we can keep going.
Yeah, if that's what
It'll
you want.
take us like. Yeah, I don't mind.
I mean, we could just fire this off honestly, and just talk about some things that something that instill conversation, like 17.
I think yeah.
Yeah,
17.
let's-
I'll read it off
Yeah, sure.
because Venti already I already saw Venti's message. So guidance, divination spells,
Owls.
owls and whatever owls? What? Owls
What
and
did they
whatever
do?
spells I decide are too fucking stupid are banned.
Outright.
Outright. No more fucking guidance.
Owls, what they do?
What the fuck? Owls is that one like 50 cent meme. It's like, what do you say fuck me for?
Yeah, exactly.
Just like,
Alright. I mean,
what?
why divination spells is so part of the game that if you're taking it out, you just destroy the cleric.
Yeah,
And guidance,
really
like guidance.
familiar.
It's just
Yeah, but still, that is weird. Even if
It's
it's
just-
a familiar owl.
this is a 1d4.
That's a familiar spell.
Yeah, honestly, guidance is
Sorry,
it's
I
just a
got
1d4.
Worked up.
No, I'm worked up. Like owls. And also, guidance is just a 1d4. Like
Much is it really
it's a cantrip.
affecting the role?
I mean, not that much. I mean, maybe they had
Okay. So let's take this point as seriously as we can, right? As someone who's been in a game where a certain spell was banned,
yeah,
I can say
yeah.
that it creates disgruntlement between players, especially clerics.
Oh yeah.
Because now in that game also, the cleric spell healing word was banned.
What?
Because the DM was
Bars is useless then.
oh, it's just way too easy. It's way too easy. I know. And that DM is a good person.
Yeah.
They're very nice, generally, but that was their rule. And we played. And listen, I was a celestial warlock. I was just no. I was just no. Honestly, I just feel like people don't like clerics and druids. Like,
Why?
like
I mean,
Venti said, God forbid clerics and druids have their
It
eager little healing.
it honestly attests to like there. I mean, we can just say that 5e the balance between each class is very skewed. There are some classes that are better than
Yeah.
others, most definitely. And
Yes.
but doing this guidance divination spells, no.
It's not. No. Okay, so to take JV's point as well, he doesn't like magic that allows you to gain information. Guidance doesn't do that either, I don't.
No, it
Unless it's used for every role.
it's like a mini inspiration.
Yeah.
It's just that.
I don't get it. I really don't. And
mean-
why divination spells? What's
Yeah,
wrong with divination?
I think that's a divination spells is information. That's it. I think that's what JV is talking about. That gains information, because a lot of divination spells gains information.
Sure. Yeah. But it's a I don't know.
Yeah.
So is commune not allowed?
Yeah, that's 17.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
All right. Number 18. You get one chance at a skill check. If you fucked up, your party doesn't get a chance to do the same check. Think carefully who's good at what. Doesn't bother me.
That feels like it doesn't need to be said.
Doesn't bother me.
That feels like it doesn't need to be said.
It doesn't need to be said.
Isn't that just true?
Yeah.
And no one complains about it, by the way.
If there's a person being, you know, I mean, you can have the situation being like, oh, this, you were lockpicking this, you failed the roll. Oh, this lock cannot be lockpicked anymore because the pin is stuck inside.
Right.
You know, it could be like something like that.
But I also feel like this is a non-issue.
Yeah, it's just a non-issue too.
I don't.
All right, number 19.
Number 19.
Yeah, go ahead.
Discussion of metagame details in game will result in instant damage to your character. Okay, this one is pretty funny. This one is pretty silly.
I like to think as vicious mockery. Like this is just vicious mockery in another language.
It's just silly. It's funny because I get it. I understand the frustration of metagamers.
I mean,
it's just funny.
I mean, sometimes it's just the players don't know if they're metagaming or not. You know, you can't fault them with that. What
exactly are you? I mean, again, it just comes back to what do you consider metagaming?
Yeah, exactly.
It's specific to table.
Topic for next time.
Another topic. What is metagaming?
Yeah, what is metagaming? Number 19.
Okay.
Number 20. Rules lowering fellow players is encouraged. Actioning me will just result me telling you to fuck off. Well. Oh well. Look at this dissonance. That's crazy.
About this.
It is no.
And no, that's not how that works.
No.
Feels very rules for thee, but not for me.
Yeah, he on the power trip, exactly.
He on something.
Number 21. I think we can just end it. Honestly, we want to go through this. I don't want to go to like 4. Let's just pick up like something funny and discuss about it.
Yeah,
that's fine.
You pick.
Okay. Instant death traps and mechanics are coming into place. If you call these things unfair moving forward, I will laugh at you and tell you to fuck off and cry some more.
That is so funny. What? Bruh.
Like,
this man said, you're gonna die, and I don't care.
He said skill issue if you get trapped or elbow zone.
Oh. Should have had more hit points, bitch.
Should have more hit points. Should have expertise.
Should have had a higher armor class. Should have rolled higher on your saving throw.
Yeah.
What a weirdo. Who? This person is very anal. Sorry to say. This person is just really very anal.
Random counters in the form of random dragons, strange mysterious road traders, or abandoned goblin prostitutes isn't going to happen. Go play Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh my god. Okay, first of all, what did prostitutes do to you? Why are they in the same? What is that gonna do with anything?
What happened? It's just like...
He could have very easily just said a troop of bards or something like that, but he said prostitute. Why? Goblins do to you.
That's funny.
That is so funny. Go play Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah. I will say Baldur's Gate 3
actually give less of a fuck.
Yeah. Baldur's Gate 3 is both good and bad for the game. Because introduced the people to the game. Yeah. Good because the people get introduced to the topic of TTRPG. But bad because there's basically the Matthew Mercer effect. Being like, oh, this is this grand adventure. You know, like a video game, I can just, you know, where's my save point? Where's my loading point? You know, and such like that.
Yeah. Okay, I get it
yeah,
from a
there.
technical standpoint.
I'm not that heated.
It's like I was ready to skewer you. Oh my god.
What is this?
Venti actually brings up an interesting point that I wanted to discuss in the chat. Number 23, I will not give you random magical items. So let's read number. I will not give you random magical items, and vendors will not stock them. They are meant to be rare and hard to acquire. And now Venti replied to that being like, I will not give you random magical items. They're meant to be rare and hard to find. But if you, the DM, aren't giving them to the party, how are they acquiring them?
Exactly.
That is so silly.
Yeah.
This person should have proofread their rules a little bit, because then it wouldn't be as easy to clown on them.
Okay, this one. You're not to sit down and have a 2-hour discussion about Samson from Bondura Secondary did 3 weeks ago. And when you come to play, take 15 to 20 minutes I use to set up and review my notes to talk each other, then sit down to play. That's
I don't know.
I mean, I've experienced this in my RL game. I mean, that's annoying, but you have to step up and say, "Hey, y'all, can we just come together and play?"
Yeah.
Just say
maybe
that
just
sentence.
mitigate.
Yeah.
Yeah, just mitigate the need for that with just a recap. Like, I do this thing where sometimes I'll give my players inspiration if they remember notes and if they volunteer to recap. So I give them inspiration on one role in the session.
Yep.
And that's what I do.
Right.
And I think I got that idea from Hez. I'm not sure.
Ooh, just an idea floating around.
Yeah.
Food.
Which one are we doing?
Yeah, I'm just looking through it. Oh wait, what? When you play D&D, I'm not your friend. No. Nah. That's DM versus player mentality. Should not be happening.
No. It's also this is cognitive, because he said, when we play D&D, I'm not your friend. That doesn't mean you treat me like an enemy during the game. It means I'm no longer being nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but then what?
Oh, look at this. Look at the next thing. If you treat me poorly in any shape or form after or during or before the game due to something that happened in the game, you're out. If you cannot separate the game from reality, I think you're a fucking moron, and I have little time to deal with that energy. Oh boy.
Okay, this person is just random.
Oh boy.
Like,
oh boy.
That's just weird.
And then then at the last one. Oh, and rule 44. I'm never just threatening you. I'm promising you.
This DM is just not it. This DM belongs in a dumpster fire.
Well, is there anything else you think worth the conversation? I don't. Oh my god,
JV just flipped it on the DM, saying, "At this point, why are you DMing? Go play some video games by yourself." You know, the same thing that he's telling the players to do.
Yep. Well, since
I think.
What's your thoughts and opinions throughout all of this?
I wish I didn't know this person existed.
Mm-hmm.
Because. Oh. Automod, stop it. Allow.
Mm-hmm.
It's just. Okay. This is another. I'm glad that we went through this today because our general topic was table etiquette.
Mm-hmm.
This is bad table etiquette from the DM.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there are some points where like they made sense, where they almost had a point, but then ruined it by their own bad attitude, negative vibes, I guess, for lack of a better term. So I truly think it's just, if you, this is a good rap sheet of like, if you want to be a DM, look at this and then do everything, sift through it and only take the useful.
Yep.
Don't be this person, because this person has definitely alienated players before, which you want to do. And they've probably also they just sound like they're not fun to play with, which the ultimate goal of D&D is to have fun. And tell a great story if you're in. And I just don't. I think this is a great way to introduce table ethics to DMs, to new DMs, because this is bad. All of it, the way that they've said it, is horrible.
I agree. I mean, I'll play devil's advocate in here with saying that a lot of these things that the DM is asking, it makes sense in some shape or form. There are some like very specific to their table, of course, but there are some just general things. If you just remove the aggressive language, there is something to learn about here. I agree. There's
something helpful here.
Yeah, there's a lesson to take in for each rules for D&D.
Exactly.
Now, I highlighted this last week, but for those who don't know, this is a archive of the original 44 rules for D&D. This is the original post is deleted, and here's why.
Please tell us.
It is shown. There is now, like, I heard rumors. It can be believe it or not, but the way the OP action makes it true. The original post of the 44 rules for D&D has posted different instances of them being of them basically trying their best to make their DM's life awful. They have stated that they're doing everything they can to make fun, to basically do awful things to make the table hostile for their DMs, and it's a party of two. So this 44 rules for D&D is a byproduct of that, because of the original poster's actions, which is
because the OP was
most definitely
a bad faith player,
a bad etiquette player. Yeah, exactly. So now with that context, you can't help but feel like, you know, that I can't, like, for me personally, you can't help feel sympathetic to the guy, because all of these rules came from somewhere, and it's coming from the original posters.
I don't agree.
Really?
Fully, at least fully. Yeah. I don't really feel sympathetic toward the DM.
Yeah.
I just feel like they've enabled a bad player, even by entertaining that they should be in the game.
I see.
The game should run at all. It just sounds toxic, and I don't know why either of them are enabling the other. It seems counterproductive again to the spirit of the game, to the spirit of any TTRPG. This just feels like two individuals that are just severely, I don't even know how to explain it. They're not, either they don't get on, or they're just at odds, and it's just bad. Yeah, this is a toxic spiral. And I think, yes, both the OP and the DM themselves they're just both assholes.
Exactly. Right.
This
That makes
whole
sense.
situation is a dumpster fire.
Yep, it is
And-
just unfortunate. I agree.
And the fact that either of these people willingly put themselves in the situation,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, but they're just not my crowd.
Mm-hmm.
They can't be anyone's crowd because look at it.
It's quite literally a lose-lose situation here.
Yeah, it's just bad.
And I felt like this is like friends who are just been together for so long and cannot like end friendship because without them they're probably not have anyone else type of deal, which is unfortunate.
Or they, yeah.
So
And
yeah.
I don't feel like it's like they've been friends for so long they don't recognize toxic patterns.
Yep.
Because they've been in stasis for so long.
Yep. Yep.
It's just bad.
Yeah, it's just
overall bad.
And that's the 44 rules for D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't follow any of them. Please play with normal people.
Yep. Yep. All right. That was.
It's serendipitous because I didn't know that OP was such a bad etiquette
Yeah, that's
player.
the thing. No one
And
knows at the
yeah.
beginning. It's just now with the added context, you know. How did it
But-
change? You know.
But
Mhm.
but it's really serendipitous. We finished it and we found in this session
Yeah.
because it is about table etiquette.
Yeah.
It is about good faith playing.
Oh yeah.
And yes, Chris, I know we play we're not normal. Like, you know what I mean. Play with the standard nerds, not with bad faith players.
Yep. Whoa. That was
A heavy segment.
a heavy segment. That was a good ending. Want to go up to the next one?
That was, yeah.
Dude.
I think we've kind of overshot
Oh really?
our podcast. Yeah,
That
it's
was
like
fast.
1 hour 40 minutes.
Oh my god, that was fast.
I know.
Oh my god. I was having fun.
Time
Henry.
flies when you're a yapper.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, well, I think that's a good stop, honestly. We will just
It
have
is
to
a
go
good
over the Google Forms next week then.
Yes. So, again, for anyone who doesn't know what the Google Forms is about, we have our own. We don't have a subreddit. That's
No.
just. I feel like it muddles things. So
Yeah.
no, we do have a Google form where you can submit your own D&D AITA stories. Am I the asshole stories? Please remember to include the whole story, not just ask one question. Please, in the form, it will give you enough to like explain your situation and
Yeah.
then ask us, I guess, for advice because clearly we're qualified to give advice.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Clearly. Clearly.
But
This is
yeah,
a joke.
you can find that Google. Yeah, this is a joke. We
we
don't think we're
just wanna
better than
iterate.
anyone.
Everything that we're saying, it is not a professional opinion. This is just, our opinion. So
No.
thanks. All right. If you want a
We
professional
play
opinion,
D&D for fun.
there is
you want
no
a professional opinion.
I mean, if you want a professional opinion, I'll just say experience is your professional
Watch-
opinion.
Yeah.
That's
Watch
good.
what there are a number of podcasts that have experts, I guess, in the field.
Yeah, you could
who-
say.
But we're just here to give you a third perspective, as people who've played a lot of D&D,
Yeah.
and as people who have also regulated
Yeah.
a lot of games. So, yeah. If you want access to the Google, they are in the Deity Dialogues channel
Oh.
in our server.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Divine. Oh no, it's not Divine. It's
That's
you.
us.
Thank you, Hez.
Oh, no problem.
That's
No problem.
us.
That's us. Yeah.
I guess we can have unstructured chat time if
Yeah.
anyone has questions.
If
I
you got
guess.
any questions, we can
Chris.
just, yeah.
Chris, Venti, anyone else in the chat?
Yeah, if you have any questions, this is a
whoever
perfect
has
time to
any
ask.
questions.
Any,
We will be running
yeah.
this segment for 10 minutes.
Yeah, any questions regarding us as individuals, or the game itself, and such like that. That'd be great.
Or
What?
our individual games.
Oh yeah, fantastic. Yeah. While
You
we're
can ask
while
us
that's
questions.
yeah, while that's happening, do you know there's a brand new player's handbook to being released by Wizard of the Coast?
Damn, really?
Yeah.
I've been out of it. I've been
Yeah.
out of the loop.
Yeah, there has
Damn.
been a new it's gonna be updated rules. I'm gonna check it out. I have zero hopes.
Insane.
I have low expectations about it.
New subclasses.
New
Says
subclasses.
Patish. Patish? Patish?
Patish, yes. I believe
Patish.
Patish.
Okay.
Chris asked, just calling me out, damn, what's the name of the derpy mimic? I remember saying a name, but I've forgotten.
Did we name him? I don't
I believe, yeah, we did.
Did we name them, rather?
Yeah, we named him in the beginning, but I forgot it was. Like,
We can
6
rename
months ago.
them right now if you
Six-
want.
I think we can name it right now. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we'll just leave it up to the chat to see what their name.
No, don't
Yes!
leave it up to the
Yeah.
chat. No, don't. No. You're leaving our fate up to Chris?
Strike! Yeah!
Fucking Shrek, dude.
No.
We're gonna get copyrighted.
No.
Oh boy.
We don't have a name with our derpy little mimic friend over here, but if you have an idea,
Betty has a good idea.
Harold. I like a Harold.
Harold.
Yeah.
Yes,
I like
I
Harold.
like Harold too.
Yeah, we'll probably debate of it off screen. But if you have any ideas, be sure to go to the server and type in the Deity Dialogues channel, and probably the most liked one over there, or the one that we like the most, will be name and such like that.
Yes.
Ne-
As long as the decision is up to us.
All right.
I'm fine with Harold. Okay, so I guess Harold is looking like a real winner.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Harold. We'll see by time. Also, YouTube comments as well. If you have a name, yeah, type it in.
We haven't decided already.
We haven't decided already.
By the
Champion.
time we upload this.
Champion Nessie, right? Champion Nessie.
That's Venti, yeah.
Venti. Did you guys see the new character? Yep, character sheet. I'm not actually sure if it's official or not.
No.
Let me know
Links.
if I can find the link. Let me see if I can find the link to it. No, I
Links
have not.
are auto-modded in the
links are
chat, I think.
Yeah, they're auto-modded. I'm sorry. You could probably do it in the server.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Only
Essentially.
Nightbot is allowed to
Yeah.
send link.
I have not seen it. I hope it's better than we have so far, because right now my favorite iteration of like D&D is DC-20, the combination between Pathfinder and D&D, which is really good.
We do have a Discord server. Exclamation Discord. If you will. Thank you.
At the same time. All right.
No, go for it. Sorry, I just
I was just
plugging Discord.
I was just gonna ask. JV was asking, what TTRPG would you love to learn?
Ooh. You go off on this one.
There's a lot of TTRPGs right now that I really want to learn.
Right.
Yeah, I've run 3 of them right now.
Yeah, you really do.
I want to like
You're on the nightmare DM grind.
I want to learn like Pathfinder like properly. I want to
Yeah,
learn that. I
that's
really
a
love the
good
idea of you.
system.
I really love the idea of you having the you know, corgi as a mount when you're a fairy. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah. that was me. It was because it was like a dog mount.
Yeah, it was a dog
I
mount.
was
Yeah.
like, well, I wanted to be a corgi.
Yeah.
I still remember the name.
Yeah, I would love to learn Pathfinder
Eggnog.
properly. What system?
Eggnog the corgi.
I would love to learn the I forgot, there was this one where it's just big robots. Like you can make your own customized robots and play that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Lancer,
Gundam.
there it is. I want to learn Lancer. Lancer is really cool.
Interesting.
Lancer is pretty.
It
Lancer,
sounds like it would be a fun.
it's
It'd be a fun
sci-fi.
TTR.
Yeah, sci-fi. If you know Gundam,
nice.
that will be like the
Yeah?
next. Yeah, basically it's Gundam. That's it.
We love Gundams here.
Yeah,
I've never
yeah.
watched Gundam in my life.
Yep. So I want to play Lancer. That's one thing I want to.
I would like to learn the Witcher one.
Oh,
I'd
the
like
Witcher
to learn
one.
the Witcher TTRPG one.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It'll be so fun to
that
run
would be a
Gwent.
very fun one. Yeah.
Yeah. And I do have the book for it, and I do want
Oh.
and run a one shot, but we'll see.
We'll
see.
see. Yeah, we'll see.
Oh
We'll
my
see.
god, you have the physical book. That's so awesome, JB. That's amazing.
The Witcher. I need to play the games. I have it in my Steam library.
Games are awesome.
I have it in the Steam library for the past 3 years now. I haven't touched it since I bought it.
I have the audiobooks.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And such like that.
Audiobooks are far superior, but the games are amazing. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, like once there's sale, I'll
so
get
yeah.
the other two, and then I'll start playing it and such like that. Yeah,
Those are the real systems that I want to.
yeah.
As for independent one, I think I want to learn Vampire the Masquerade even as a player. Just in general, World of Darkness. I think.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Have you
And
gone through the wiki?
Blades in the Dark.
Blades in the Dark is it's a fun one.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. I'm in the process, but I feel so
The wiki? You went to the wiki?
like nervous. Yeah.
Oh my god. I let me tell you, the wiki is big. Like I click one link and led me to a rabbit hole. Like it's
I
crazy.
also thanks to Jack, I have the Quajan sword as well.
Yeah.
So
It's
I really
just-
want to learn
To
run a Quajan only game.
Yeah. It's Vampire the Masquerade is really fun, a really amazing world to like look into, especially since it's like really close to ours, and see the difference in history, and see how these vampire world creatures in the night affected, in the context in the real world, Who
It's
knows?
amazing.
Maybe there are actually
love it.
vampires here, Who knows?
I know because I am one.
Oh shit, you are, Fuck.
Yeah,
Fuck me.
totally. I think if this is a question from me and the chat. If you could be any mythical or any any creature, any mythical creature, what would you be? I would be a fairy or a pixie.
Mythical
I just
creature.
love pink, and I'm totally down to be a fairy and do face shenanigans.
I don't know what I'd be. Fuck.
Chris said werewolf,
Of course, Chris says werewolf.
of course. I love
I don't know.
lycanthrope.
I don't know what I would be, what mythical creature I would be. Ah, the first thing I have in my head is a fucking turtle. I don't know why. It's just a big. I'm just gonna be a big ass turtle. What?
You just want to be a turtle?
I don't know. It's just a big ass turtle. I thought that would be funny.
It's so cute. You
I
want to
don't
be
know.
a TMNT.
Bro, I just lay down and just hide in my shell, turtle power, and such like that. I don't know. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Comes to my mind.
Not Chris getting Nightbot for spamming cat. It's the silliest thing. Oh, we have the character sheet.
Yeah.
We can have a look.
We can have a look. Oh yeah. All right. Let me see here. Let's open this image. Let's see here. Very clear on that. Actually, I actually like how clear this is. It's really great.
Yeah. It feels more
Size
organized.
Yeah, I think size should not be here. Should be like right here as well. That seems extra space. They don't know what to do with. Proficiency bonus.
It could be under species traits.
It could be
size,
too.
maybe.
It could be too. Oh, this one, yeah, it could be as well. Constitution.
I like how it looks.
I like how it looks. Really fresh.
Playtest will be an issue.
Yeah. Tools, weapons. Yeah, I like that. Notes.
I like that it's all grouped well.
Yeah, it's grouped well. Yeah. You don't have to like skim, like move your eyes far. To like, I kind of want to have like a space to put how many heroic inspiration, but that's a homebrew style type of heroic inspiration. But that's just me.
Like how it is grouped. I think I might be on the side of the discourse where it's into skills and stats.
D&D new character shield fell into a common trap. Grouping skills by ability is bad design. It's easier to find information searching one box, not 5. New players don't know what skill matches what ability. You know what they do now. The alphabet. Sort skills by alpha. I'm confused.
Know. I think this is good for accessibility.
No,
it's looking at it from an accessibility kind of perspective. Yeah. I feel like it's better that way.
It's better this way because the one thing that new players will get confused about is the difference between stat checks and skills checks. Yeah. Those two different boxes is making it very harder for them to find it. So now, seeing this and see how they all grouped up and see what skills are affected by that certain ability, a stat score, really great. They're taking a copy from other creators who have this type of system, which is
Venti said, I remember the 3 skill lists and God was to sort through.
Yeah.
3.5. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I like this. I actually like this. They just need to tinker it a little bit, especially this size. This feels like a waste of space. I'm sorry. It would be better if it's over here. Could be
weapons and damage cantrips.
Weapons and damage cantrips.
Where does the spell list go again?
The spell list is right at the back.
Class features?
No, the spell list is at the back, right over here. We don't see it yet.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah. That's it so far. But so far it looks pretty good.
It's good. It looks fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good.
And it's a new look, and obviously there's gonna be some discourse always.
Yeah.
If you change something.
Yeah.
But I think from looking at accessibility perspective, it helps my ADHD. it soothes it.
It's
I like
sensitive.
it.
Yeah. And
It
yeah,
feels a lot.
I think it helps me of as you can see, usually usually I have my mouse flying all over the place when I'm looking at a D&D character sheet because I have to like go through where which one is.
Yeah.
But this one I didn't have to move my mouse so much, which indicates that it's
No.
really good design so far. I really like it so far. Yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully there's gonna be update and gonna be better. Well, I think it's a great place to end it.
That's yeah, that's an interesting, that's a good thing. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
we can end it here.
Yeah.
Sorry we weren't able have story time for our Google Forms submitters.
We'll do it
But
next time.
we will do it next week.
Yep.
We'll have more time.
Yeah.
I think our next episode is going to be a surprise. I'm pretty sure. No, I don't know. We will figure it out and let you know. But sometime soon, have an interview
Surprise.
with
A
Jubilee
surprise.
with a surprise.
Yeah, a surprise.
Who it is?
Yeah,
Alright,
surprise. We're
it's a
surprised.
surprise.
Yeah. Well, and with that, before we continue on to another tangent, we're just gonna end it here. Be sure to hit
Our trivia.
Yeah, check out trivia that is coming up in a bit. Also, if you do enjoy today's episode, go ahead and hit like and subscribe if you're in the YouTube channel, and if you're in Twitch, consider following us as well. We also have a link tree. Be sure to follow in our socials to get some up-to-date information from us. Also, go join our Discord. Our Discord is really, really awesome. Did you know that we're a Discord server? Yes. Our Discord is
Did you know?
Divinity D&D. Divinity D&D, where you can get all your TTRPG experience all in one. So yeah.
Yes.
I
And
think
it's
that's it,
for
right?
everyone, whether you're young,
Yeah.
new to the game, or
Yeah.
playing for 20
No.
odd years.
Yes.
Everyone, come join us.
Come join us. Yeah.
It's a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
Our mod, again, we're mods over there. So you'll
Yes.
see more of Hazen T over there. Yeah, we'll be doing that a lot. in the
Yeah.
server.
Just weird
So please
shenanigans.
join.
Yeah, please join us.
Yeah, weird shenanigans.
All right.
And we're so glad that we got more turnout this week.
Yeah.
That's always good to see. I think we decided the upload date for this is Wednesdays.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. Wednesdays.
Wednesdays. Yeah. On YouTube, it'll be
Yes.
on Wednesday. And
Yeah.
Twitch, it'll be Fridays.
Yes, Fridays.
And the surprise thing will happen
Sometime.
ever. We'll let you know.
Yeah.
We'll let
Yeah.
you know.
And once again, well, without further ado, we all of us just want to say thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.